Aside from applying basic formatting like color and bold, italics, changing the case like we did in the previous movie, there are some special effects you can apply to text as well to really add pizzazz. Of course, it depends on the document you're working with, and you never want to overdo it. So let's take a look now as we continue working with our No Obstacles Home Recipes document. If you've jumped to this lesson, need to get caught up, go to the Chapter 3 folder and open up No Obstacles Home Recipes 3. We're on the first page here looking at the title. We've already made some changes to the font, the size, the color. Let's apply some other formatting. Let's go to the left-hand margin next to Essential Veggie Recipes and click and drag down so we get both lines. Now here you can see bold has already been applied. We've already taken a look at using italics and underlining. We've changed the color. But if we wanted to apply some special effects, we don't see them here on this little pop-up option. We need to go to the ribbon, and that's where you'll find this little guide called Text Effects and Typography. Give that a click, and you'll see a number of options that you might see as familiar if you're comfortable with previous versions of Microsoft PowerPoint. Way back to version 2007, for example, we started to see some of these text effects for creating slides. Now, as you hover over these, you are going to see a nice real-time preview in the background. So when you see something you like, all you have to do is select it. I'm thinking this one down here might look good, or maybe this one with the reflection. Let's give that a click, and it's applied. We can deselect by clicking anywhere on the page, and you can see that really does make our title stand out. Now, if we want to clear all formatting altogether and just start from scratch, we can do that too, also from the font section on the ribbon. This little guy up here next to our Change Case drop-down will clear all formatting. Let's give it a click, and that's for that line. Let's go up to the first line and do the same thing there. And now we have our text with no formatting whatsoever. So let's click and drag over that, and let's make some changes now. Let's go first of all to our paragraph section and change it to centered. That's part of the formatting. Let's go to the font drop-down and choose a cool font like Arial Black. That one really stands out. Now we don't need any bolding or anything with that, but maybe some size changing would be good. Let's go to the size drop-down, and as we hover over 24, we see all of a sudden we need 3 lines. So let's go back to 20. That's perfect right there. With a bigger, heavier font like that, we don't need as large a size. And now let's apply some effects. Go to the effect drop-down, and you'll notice aside from these presets, we also have outline options to change the color of the outline around the outside. This works well with a very heavy font like Arial Black. We can also apply a shadow. And as we move over, you can see some outer shadows, some inner shadows, and some perspective as well. You get to see a real-time preview in the background for those as well. Not so sure shadow is exactly what we need. So let's go to reflection now. As again, we hover over these reflection variations, we see real-time previews going on in the background. Some reflections are longer than others. Some actually are separated from the text. I'm thinking just this first one is subtle enough. I'll give it a click and deselect. Kind of cool. The only thing that would really make this stand out a little more now is to change the color. So let's click and drag across both lines, and we'll go to our color drop-down. Again, we want to choose theme colors. If we do change the theme of our document, the colors will change with it. If we go down to standard colors or even more colors, yes, we have more options, but then we're not going to be able to see those changes translate to our new themes. Let's go down to gradient and try something here. We see some options for gradients. And again, we're going to see lighter in the bottom or the top, diagonal gradients. We'll choose one that suits our needs, but maybe it'd be nice if we were using different colors. Let's go down to more gradients. That opens up a pane over here on the right, and you can see gradient fill is an option under text fill. Now we can choose things like presets, and these involve color. I like this one here. We'll give it a click, deselect to see what that looks like. And it's a little bit difficult to read. Notice that we can adjust these, so let's reselect our text, and let's go to the gradient stops. We can drag this slider so we have less of the lighter colors. We can even change the color, for that matter, to something darker, maybe a darker blue. And now let's deselect to see what that looks like. Very cool. So we're really adding pizzazz here to our document. This is just a title page, so it's somewhat appropriate. We wouldn't obviously want all of our content to be formatted this way. It's really for special occasions. Let's close this up. And feel free to experiment with some of the text effects here in Word 2013.